Hello traders, and today we're going to be going over some advanced smart money concepts such as breaker blocks, a little bit of imbalances, and we're going to go over a little bit more of tips and tricks and just the overall supply and demand strategy and just covering the whole topic altogether. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Comment on below any videos you want to see in the future, as we're going to go over more strategies and more indicators in the future. So yeah, let's just get into it. So this is a bearish breaker block, and this is a bullish breaker block. So here price created I'd say an area of support, an area of demand, and a bullish order block, whatever you want to call it, but then broke through that area, retested it, and went lower. This is a little different from your area of support and then a breakout, or area of resistance and then a break and retest, or whatever you want to call it. It's more of a confluence type thing. Again, always try to look for confirmation if possible, unless it's just a really fast reaction. You can take the trade, but if it's not, you might want to look for some confluence. And here is a bullish breaker block. Obviously price breaks through, retests, and goes higher. This is just another thing I wanted to cover because apparently some people may not know that it's a thing even in the smart money trading concepts. I do have a supply trade that I took here. So we had some liquidity down here. There was this range, but it slowly pulled up to this area of supply. There was liquidity marked up here. Price took that out. And also took this area of liquidity out as well. And then price obviously pulled lower. Now I did take a little bit of sells here that I did not alert because it was more of a test trade, proof of concept. So I took that, and then we saw this break of structure, or a sweep of liquidity. Price pulled back to this area of supply, and then kind of consolidated for a little bit. And around here, I think I started taking sells around somewhere here. Yeah, so I had the trade just marked up here, and I did take the entry right around here because it did look like a little bit of Wyckoff. You can see we had that. I forgot all the Wyckoff schematic terms, but basically this was that, I think, spring, and then it just looked like overall bearish Wyckoff. Again, Wyckoff should not be complicated. It's just kind of like an area or a kind of pattern you should look at. So yeah, I thought this was going to be a very bearish market, and it did drop off quite a lot. Yeah, so I got off the trade right around here before the market reversal, and then we started taking longs right over here. So again, always look for maybe some confluence. Even on the lower time frame here, you can see price tested, then came back and retested that area before going lower, or you can see price broke structure to a downside. You could have marked this area of interest and then taken a sell right here. Again, this was more of a proof of concept trade that I took, so it wasn't really all that big. And then we saw a big reversal in the market. Price didn't actually pull back to the area of the demand we had marked up, which happens sometimes, and you shouldn't worry about it too much. And then you can see here we had a area of supply, and price again didn't pull back to the area of resistance because this was going to be in the area of resistance, but it didn't retest it properly. Instead, it retested the area of supply and pushed higher. And this is kind of the idea you want to have while trading. And then you can see price kind of pull back to this area also to retest it. Now imbalances, I'd consider this an imbalance trade. So my imbalance, I like to mark it over a Fibonacci and then take that nice 50% trade. As you can see, as the example here, we had a imbalance marked out. Price came to that 50% area and went higher. So the 50% area is just like the minimal zone you mark out, and then you look at, see if price retests off of it, you can take entries. Now let's actually get into a imbalance. So say a market is, say a market's maybe consolidating or something, and then there's a really impulsive bearish breakout, and yeah, or maybe a really impulsive bullish breakout. Again, it can be any. Okay, so I like to personally, this is my own opinion, I like to mark up that 50% area with my Fibonacci, and then if price comes down and retests that area and actually reacts off of it, I take an entry. Now, personally, I don't trade imbalances that much because I don't find them to be that efficient. As you can see in this, on a higher time frame, this would have been a smaller imbalance. Of course, it would be. I can see the impulsive breakout. Again, it doesn't always have to be a consolidation, just an impulsive breakout. So you can see price impulsively broke out, and then we did have the 50% area marked out, but as you can see on the hourly time frame, we had a area of demand, as you can see. And here also, see, price didn't actually retest. I wouldn't. I'm not sure if that's the 50%. Actually, yeah, I think that's the 50% area, and again retested. So, what do you call it? Imbalances don't happen that much, and therefore I don't really trade them as much as I trade supply and demand. I hope you all learned something today. I will be going over a full kind of strategy analysis that you could use, time zones and all that. If you guys did learn anything in this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and comment down below any questions or video ideas you might have, and I'll see you guys in the next video.